What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a legendary day. Uh, yeah, we got some. Man, I worked so hard to try to get this shit nice for y'all, and we've had light strips coming off, and now Twitter, we gotta pay to go live on Twitter. And anyway, one of those days, y'all. So, what can we do? It is a happy day. What's up, Miss Veronica? How you doing, love? Good to see you. Legendary day. It is rookie report day. We're going to go ahead and go over a little bit of Niner news that we have. Right back at you, love. So we will be going over some news from report day. We got some Ricky Pearsall update with some not good news, but I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of expecting a little bit worse. Obviously got to mention the BA trade, and then we're gonna get into some rookies to watch. But before we do all that, of course, as y'all know, we got to pay some bills. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. For the Faithful, by the Faithful, off-season sale is happening now. Save 20% on all For the Faithful, by the Faithful season 1 through 3 gear now through June 30th. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop to save. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at NinerFaithfulRadio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful, by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join. All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
All right, that's a little bit better. It was a lot better before, but I'll mess around with it after the show. Let's see, we got some comments here. Bebop, what's cracking, brother? Of course, as always, go Niners. Yeah, they said it wasn't severe. We'll get into that in a second. What's cracking, Jason? So let me know. It's not 100% ready yet. Matter of fact, let me see if this helps a little bit. So I went ahead and your boy had a strip light in the room. And I went ahead and put it here in the office to try to work as a better lighting source. Hopefully y'all can see us. David, of course, brother, was cracking as always.
Same old sorry ass man. So long. Same old sorry ass man. So long.
All right, so everybody just saying what's up in the chat. Good to see y'all today. Like I said, hopefully next week we'll have everything better set up. Yeah, I go live on Twitter, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you need a premium membership to go live. So something that we need to look into. Man, if it ain't one thing, it's another. All right, at least we're good on everything. What's cracking? Just want to say what's up to everybody on Instagram. If you want to see your comments posted, please come over to YouTube or Facebook, and we'll be able to go ahead and put your comments on the show. Yes, everybody, please smash that like Debo, that like button. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll discuss that off of air, bro. Because this might hurt the numbers a little bit. So I just wanted to go ahead and give an update. Apparently, this came out a while ago, but mandatory roster 53 roster cut downs need to be in by August 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific. Wait, hold on. All right, it doesn't technically say the time, whether it's Pacific or Eastern. So let's just go ahead and say 4 p.m. Eastern or Pacific. We shall figure that out when it gets closer. I'm pretty sure there'll be some stuff on the Niners site and everything like that. The trade deadline is November 5th. And, you know, we all know when the Super Bowl and the championship games are and everything like that. So the NFL is doing us a favor. And the NFL is doing us a favor by allowing the NFL roster cut downs to be on a Tuesday. So we'll have that to y'all fresh out right out the box. Of course, everybody on this show knows, but have to do it. The preseason camp has been, or preseason training camp date practices have been set. We have July 25th, 26th, and 29th, 30th, 31st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then, of course, lastly, the 6th and Dwight Clark Day. I will be going to every single training camp practice. I will be going to every single training camp practice except Saturday, August the 3rd. Your man, I'm gonna vent to y'all a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Kind of starting not really see the benefit of being a season ticket holder. There was a bunch of drama with apparently multiple people. Yeah, I know. Oh no, I believe after the initial pre-sale that they have for the general public, it'll be $20. I don't believe the general public has to pay $20, but I know that there is some type of pre-sale, and after that pre-sale, whether it's for season ticket holders or the general public, they will go up to $20. Yeah, I commented on Angela, one of my Niners sisters. One of my Niners sisses. I seen a bunch of people being that, so it wasn't just you. Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to take it like it was just saying fuck TJ, but you know, it was very irritating. And I told Angela, I was like, look, dude, honestly, if it wasn't for the show, I'd just be going to Dwight Clark Day. You know, your boy really doesn't go for autographs, at least, you know, not for myself. Maybe I try to get some stuff signed to give away on the show and everything like that. But yeah, honestly, I'm over a lot of shit, bro. I was told that I was going to be able to go to the state of the franchise. Haven't been able to figure out how to even do that. And I've told them that I want to do that. It's, man, y'all going to send me on a rant and a rave that ain't the subject of this show about how shit's getting worse and worse and worse. But through some maneuvering, your boy was able to secure all but one day for tickets. We are gonna go. Yeah, she apparently was a very lucky one. Yeah, mine just all of a sudden started working. I was going through the dates. I got Dwight Clark Day first because I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and buy this ticket and secure it. And I got, I think, 3, 4 more days, and then in order, and then all of a sudden they just stopped. My code stopped working. Then I was able to like get it to work, and then they were trying to say like, oh, all these tickets are sold out. And then like I was keep on trying, and then they did it, and then I tried for the last day, and multiple times I tried. Um, yeah, Dwight Clark Day is always the most popular day. So ultimately, eventually, I was able to secure it. I gave up on getting that Saturday day because me and my girl got something to do for her birthday anyway. So I ended up just being like, all right, bro, you know what? We won't go the third. But to get our daily training camp reports, including Tuesday, we will be doing one of those on Tuesday. You will have to be a part of our exclusive membership community. Link is in the description. And of course, as always, just listen to the ad reads in the beginning of the show, but the description will go ahead and be in there. If somebody in the comments, Jason or Kim, want to go ahead and slap the link to the membership community, that's what we'll be posting our daily content, our daily training camp reports that are done for me, or at least every day that I go to practice, which will be every day but one. We're working through those things. Those things are being built as we speak. So hopefully we'll have everything ready to rock and roll for y'all come training camp. Your boys had to, I ain't gonna lie, I've been slacking off of some stuff, but it's for, I shouldn't say slacking. I've just had other things I've had to focus on personally and for the show. So another last announcement we got to make. Ricky Pearsall, it was reported today that the Niners will or have placed him on the NFI list. So there's a little ways that this works. There is no minimum time that he has to miss of training camp in order to be eligible to return. The Niners can simply just take him off the NFI list and he will return to practice. If he remains on the NFI list all throughout the preseason, training camp, and the preseason, the Niners can keep him on the NFI list, and he is eligible to return in the season. He just has to miss the first 4 games. It is reported that it's not suspected to be a serious injury. So my hope would be he would be in this week, just so simply he could get the work that they feel that the rookies need, and get that kickstart to his NFL career and his first training camp. My guess would be most likely he'll return when pads come on, or at least next week when the whole team reports. I'm curious to see if anybody asked Kyle this, because normally they just have the whole team report on the same day. They broke it up this year and officially had rookies report a week before veterans. I'm curious the reason on why that is. If Kyle expects some vets to need some more time, if they feel that the rookies need some more time, I'm curious to see, or less time, I should say, for the vets, or if Kyle just decides to do this. I don't know. Let's see. There was one more announcement that I wanted to make. Where was it? Let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. I can't see where the note was. So we're going to go ahead and start off with BA's trade demand. Do I see the Niners trading BA? No. It would have to get extremely ugly, and they would have to he would have to become a malcontent and a locker room cancer. And at that point, do you even want him on the team? If he's that much of a locker room cancer and a distraction for this team, I mean, the Niners aren't going to want him. So obviously we'll try to play. What are you going to get for him? Because we'll obviously be in a position where teams know we can't sign him and therefore pretty much have to trade him because of the locker room cancer. And also what's not being mentioned or is worth mentioning is what team's going to want him. I just don't see a scenario where this happens. I don't believe BA is going to be a locker room malcontent, a locker room cancer. I believe it's week 8. He has to report by week 8 or he loses an accrued season, which basically puts him in the same position that he is this year, essentially playing on the 5th-year option. So I don't see that happening. I don't see a benefit for the Niners to trade him team-wise. We're in a win-now mode. What team is going to have a player players that are worthy of trading Brandon Ayuk for that's going to make this football team better? What team has those type of players and is willing to give us them for BA? I don't see us trading to a team that's like, yeah, we're now a Super Bowl contender. Without BA, we're not a Super Bowl contender. With BA, we are a Super Bowl contender. And then we're willing to give up other pieces of our roster that makes other parts of our roster weaker in order to get BA. Giants? I would have to see who you're talking. But then again, the second half, by the way, what's cracking, Steve-O? Gets into my first half of the question. They're not in a position. I just don't see it happening to the Giants. A, they're an NFC team, and B, they're not a BA away. And even if their offense became legit after trading for BA, somehow it stayed legit without trading a receiver or trading us, a D lineman, a linebacker, something of that. It doesn't make sense, especially when the Giants ain't going anywhere. They could say, hey, we could hold on to that first round pick, or we can hold on to player XYZ and go into the draft next year, take a chance on a receiver, and have them for cheaper under team control for 4 to 5 years. I mean, look, the Giants want to give us a first round pick, and Brian Burns, I ain't gonna lie. Brian Burns would be nice. I ain't gonna lie, bro. So, which I don't see the Niners trading for. Well, I shouldn't say that because that'd be awfully nice, especially we have Leonard Floyd for 2 years, 1 to 2 years. Probably could get out of this contract after the year and just have Nick Bosa and Brian Burns. I mean, financially probably wouldn't work, but nice little fantasy for us to have. I just don't see it. The Niners have all the leverage. Now, could I see BA holding out training camp? Yeah, I could definitely see that. Saying, hey, whatever, I think it's 40,000, 50,000 a day. Just add that up over every practice of training camp and preseason. And let's just say it comes out to a couple mil, be like, okay, I'll pay for 12 to 10 million this year. Roll the dice on staying healthy and being productive without a training camp, and then just go into free agency next year, even though the Niners are most likely going to if he doesn't send an extension, the Niners are most likely going to franchise tag him. It'd be malpractice not to. We have to get something in return for BA. So it would be I would assume what would happen is we would give him the non-exclusive tag. He would negotiate with other teams for a contract. Once you reach the contract with the team, then the Niners will start the negotiation for a trade. But that's at very least next offseason. I'm 2025 is so out of my mind, y'all. I'm so zoomed in on 2024 that I haven't even really started to think about 2025. You always kind of got to keep it in the back of your mind because that's the reason why the team makes some certain roster decisions or doesn't sign BA, does sign BA. It'd be very nice if we could just like the cap reset every year or something, and we could just give people contracts however we wanted. But we always have to keep the future in mind, especially that since, look, I love BA, but if it's coming down to keeping Brock Purdy or BA, love you, BA, but I ain't going through quarterback hell again. The quarterback merry-go-round when I don't see the Niners upgrading. I don't think an upgrade at quarterback would be available in the free agency market. And I'm just not willing to roll the dice on any regime, but specifically this regime, on drafting a quarterback. Let's all be real. We can admit it. We got lucky as fuck that we got Brock Purdy. Basically, Brian Greasy liked Brock, and that's why started the process of us getting Brock. I won't say that we specifically drafted Brock because of Brian Greasy. That'd kind of be a little retarded. But I would like to think Kyle had more of an influence on it. Or John Lynch. But yeah, it's very clear that Brian Greasy had a part to do with it. And if it wasn't for him, then BA is not on the team. Or BA. Brock's not on the team. I don't think Kyle would have looked at his tape. So, unless they really secretly started to already give up on Trey, I don't know. We may never know the answer to that. So, you have to ask yourself, does losing Brandon Ayuk make the 2024 San Francisco 49ers better? No, it doesn't. And unless they come out, because everything they've said to us, the fans, media, fans, whoever that cares or is involved with this football team, we're all in. 2024 is a win now season. Now, I don't think we'll ever risk the future. I don't think we'll go all in as people would think. But this is definitely a season that has expectations of winning the Super Bowl until otherwise stated. So there's no way it just wouldn't make sense. It'd be lip service, and I actually really be insulted. You insult me as a fan if you tell me, "Hey, we're going all in on the Super Bowl," and then you trade our best wide receiver without the stipulations that I set forth, i.e., being a locker room cancer or something like that. So it actually would benefit us if BA was like, fuck y'all, I'm going to sit out the season if you keep me, because we would all win in that situation. We would get a refund for his salary cap on next year's salary cap. We would have him again. He would lose the accrued season if he sat out the whole season. He would lose the accrued season, so we'd still be a Niner. So we'd still have control and be able to trade him. So the Niners have all the leverage, unless BA is willing to, like I said, miss a accrued season, miss game checks, those type of things. Unless he's willing to do that, Niners have all the leverage. So he ain't going anywhere because I just don't see it. Unless he becomes a locker room cancer, I just don't see us getting better by trading him. Therefore, I don't see us doing it. I don't see us making a move that makes us significantly worse in this season. As it stands right now, hey, this is a Super Bowl year. We're going for it. There's just no way that we're making a trade our best receiver. That's just not happening. So ultimately, do I think BA misses some time in camp? Yeah, I do. I think he misses camp. Unless the Niners are willing to go to his number or a number more closer into what he wants, I see BA missing. I could definitely see BA missing all training camp. I don't see him holding out games, but I see a point where we're not looking at Brandon Ayuk on a practice field until late August, possibly early September. I see that. Hey, we'll get there. What that means for his future on the team and all those type of things as we approach that. Finally getting into our rookies. A little rookie roster breakdown. The Niners have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I lost count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 rookies, according to my count. That's not a small amount considering this is a veteran football team. So as I'm looking over this, look, I don't see anybody here that screams out day one starter, lockdown, put it in pen, day one starter, the future is here. There's a bunch of rookies I like. Evan Anderson. He's making at least a practice squad. John Chapman did a great breakdown of him, a video of him. And I fully agree with him. Where if he could either beat out Kevin Givens or Kalia Davis, most likely Kalia Davis, same type of body type, there's definitely a role for him on this football team. I'm very excited about the player. Look, I know everybody's throwing around DJ Jones. We're not going to get the type of pass rush from him that we got from DJ Jones. He was an undrafted free agent. DJ Jones is a 5th-round pick. This is why. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Look, what were our two biggest defensive issues? Definitely in the NFC Championship game, but I think a little bit in the Super Bowl as well, was the run game, especially that Detroit game. I mean, they were gutting us up right in the middle, and secretly, the Eagles kind of did that shit too in 2022. In the NFC Championship game in 23, I guess, but 22 season. So this has been kind of a lightweight issue for a year or two here. I fully trust Malik Collins. I think this is going to be a nice pickup for the Niners for the role that we're asking him to play. But I don't see this being a long-term solution. So to me, can Evan Anderson and Kalia Davis make a case to say neither one of them make it to the practice squad, and we need both of them? And does that, instead of, let's say, for example, we go with 6 edge rushers and 5 D tackles, does that switch it over to 6 D tackles and 5 edge rushers? Evan Anderson is definitely somebody to keep your eye on during camp. He's not going to, be a sexy name. He's not going to make the highlight plays for the most part or anything like that. But he's somebody to keep your eye on that will have an opportunity to play a significant role on this football team. Tatum Bethune, I find it really hard for him to make the team. Just because I feel that I have Jalen Graham and D. Winters above him. If you say Fred Warner Just initial 53. I understand it will change because we'll put Dre on IR. Or actually, that was the other thing. I'm sorry. Now officially, let me go ahead and scroll down to see if I can find it. Let me see. For the first time this year, 2 players can be. They said that wrong. 2 players can be placed on injured reserve list before August 24th and still be designated to return during the season. Previously, any player added to the IR before the cutdown day was required to miss the entire season. Those players will count against the club's 8-player minimum and 10 including the postseason returns from the injured reserve list. So that is actually something that I'm excited about because in theory, you could place somebody that's going to be out for 15 weeks. Or, that's kind of still too long of a season to miss. But somebody who's only going to be out for 12 weeks. And you don't want to use an IR. You're nervous. You need to put them on IR. You can't put them on PUP. Boom. Now, I don't know how exactly the team will use this. I wonder if Dre Greenlaw will be an IR designated to return. Or I know that it said he's expected to go on the PUP list. But I'm curious to see how, with this change, how the Niners manipulate that situation. Sorry, that was the last little breaking news thing I wanted to give y'all, and it just shocked my memory on what it was. So maybe can Evan Anderson be that IR player? Maybe that, he comes up with an injury and maybe we shut him down for the season. Maybe we designate him to return depending on how the season's turning out, where we can keep him on the roster. Because as far as I'm concerned, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I believe that a player, that doesn't mean that necessarily they have to make the 53-man roster first. Now, it could mean that they have to make the 53-man roster first. But the way I read that, I don't think that's the case anymore. So let's just, for argument's sake, that you still have to. You got Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Devontae Campbell. We kept 5 last year. I just find it very hard for Tatum Bethune to beat out D. Winters, who Fred Warner said had the best OTAs of any player, and Jalen Graham. I just find it, who both had roles in the Super Bowl. I just find it hard for a rookie to come in and beat him. But if y'all listened to last week, y'all heard all the praise I gave to Johnny Holland. That's not saying that Tatum Bethune can't be a pro in the future. Johnny Holland seemed, in his draft call, quite excited to work with him. So as maybe Dre Greenlaw doesn't come back next year because this is his last year on his contract. Who knows, the decisions will have to be made in the future. This team clearly has the ability to draft or unfree agent sign and develop linebackers. I have absolutely no problem with, if that's a strength of ours, keeping them, linebackers developing in the pipeline at all times. I have absolutely zero problems with that, especially if it's a practice squad spot. I'd rather put that spot to somebody who we're developing and can play a role for the team in a year or two than just some random player. Would be interesting to see Jacob Cowing. Is he just the new Danny Gray? I know media was excited that we drafted him, and I'm intrigued by his speed, and he definitely looks more than just a goal ball guy. He looks like he has some skill. But, we've seen it. Marquise Goodwin, we've seen it with Danny Gray. Kyle drafts or signs these speed receivers that end up, although Marquise Goodwin did have some impact on the team. It's just like paging Danny Gray. paging Danny Gray. How many times did Jason and I say that? I remember Jason when we were doing the draft show. Jason said, "Hey, somebody needs to go check on Danny Gray." So cool. Maybe gives Danny Gray that boost. I would like to think that that's what I'm saying. He does look like a better legit receiver than just a go ball guy. So, but we haven't seen him on the practice field in OTAs, Jason. So I'm hopeful. I'm intrigued by him, and I'm excited to watch him during training camp to see if he can be what he looks like to be on his college tape, or in a year with development, or a little bit of a season. Like I said, I think a lot of this rookie class is going to not make their impact, maybe except Ricky Pearsall. I don't think they're going to make a significant impact in the start of the season, but definitely later end of the season, the playoffs, kind of like what we saw with Jair Brown. Now, albeit that was an injury, kind of what we saw with Jair Brown last year. As the season goes on, they get some development, they get some practices under their belt. I suspect a rookie class to make some impact. We'll get to some of the players who I think will have an impact later on in the season. But will Kyle trust Cowan? When does he get in this doghouse? It's inevitable. Every receiver gets into Kyle's doghouse. When's that coming from Cowan? Are we just going to see him buried for this year because he's in Kyle's doghouse because he doesn't do whatever Kyle wants him to do, whatever it is? This is something that I'm definitely intrigued in to see. One person I do believe that will make an impact, and we're not going to go literally rookie to rookie to rookie, but Renardo Green, I could definitely see one of those players that once he gets some practice under his belt, adjusts his game to the NFL, to the NFL level. I can see Renardo Green making an impact, especially if Rocky Yassin or one of these other corners that we've signed this offseason ends up not working out, or knock on wood, ends up getting hurt. Renardo Green's definitely I was going to talk about that here in a second. We're just going down the list. But yeah, I saw that. I should have opened with that. My bad, bro. Renardo Green's definitely somebody who I think could use some development, but is closer along than a lot of other rookies. And somebody that I'm like, all right, bro, after the bye week, maybe if some things aren't working out great in the defense and they want to switch some things up, definitely could see Renardo Green being the type of player that comes in after the bye week or once he has some seasoning under his belt. I definitely see him making an impact for the team. Why don't we go ahead and get into Ricky Pearsall? I was really excited to see, because we've heard nothing but good things about Ricky Pearsall since in rookie camp and in OTAs. The only question with him is, can he get open against press man coverage? When these quarterbacks get up in his face and get physical with him, can he get off the line? Unfortunately, I guess we're going to have to wait until whenever. It's not serious, so I would assume he would be back no later than maybe next week. If not, maybe once pads, if they're just like, hey, we'll shut him down until he gets pads. We get some pads on, which you would think you would want him to get a little practice before pads come on. But I have not heard anything on what exactly the injury is, how he got injured, or anything like that. If y'all know, please say it in the comments. But I haven't heard anything. I just saw that. First of all, give a big shout out to Wayne Breezy. I saw it. He posted it on Instagram via Matt Burrows, I think, that initially Or no, it was Lombardi, but I think Lombardi got it from Matt Barrows. I don't know. One of the content creators or one of the beat writers had given that update. So, not something ideally you want to see from your first round receiver, especially when we can't lie. Y'all gotta think that the Niners feel a little less pressure from B to get BA signed or extended now that we have Ricky once we drafted Ricky Pearsall. I'd be curious. Ricky starts missing 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Does that essentially give the last little boost that's needed to get BA extended? I mean, honestly, if Ricky Pearsall missing 2-3 weeks of camp gets BA signed for 3 to 4 more years, I'm not going to say that's ideal, but there's definitely worse things that can come out of that situation. I think to think that we can, the people who think that we could trade BA because we got Ricky Pearsall, I tell y'all, pump y'all brakes. I'm a Ricky Pearsall fan. I think he's going to be good. I don't think he'll be a superstar receiver, but I definitely see him as a go-to third down receiver, or I can see him and Brock developing some chemistry. He is going to play a role on this football team, and I believe fans are going to love him. Will he live up to what people think a first-round pick is? No, I don't think so personally. When you look at comparison of his teammate, both at Arizona State and now with the Niners, I don't think he's going to develop into BA. I don't think he's ever – I think if he's, quote-unquote, our best receiver, I think we might have some problems. We might need some receiver depth. But if you say, hey, Ricky Pearsall is your second, third, maybe even, I think it'll be better than fourth. But your second, third receiver, I think that could be a winning Super Bowl team. Now, my tone could totally change once I see him in a couple practices. But he's definitely, of course, let's be real, everybody's going to keep their eye on the first round pick. All right, like we all know we're going to keep his eye on. I know y'all are going to be asking me questions about it. I try to get the best view for y'all. Not always possible, but, your boy tries his hardest for y'all. All right, we're creeping up on 47 minutes here. Let me go ahead and I just want to make sure I go over Malik Mustafa. I mean, anybody who's watched the show all offseason knows I got a total fucking football motor for this dude. Man, I'm so excited. Jason sent the chat that we have amongst the team. And he said, I raised you, DK Metcalf. And I was like, bruh, I can't wait to see him in fucking. Ooh, bruh, could you imagine just a football? Remove the Niner hat. Just a football play of DK and Malik Mustafa, especially in like a year or two. He starts getting in the NFL gym, in the NFL weight program. Just DK coming across the middle and woo! I'm going to wait for a big announcement. Speaking of Shadaddle, I'm going to make a big announcement until Jason gets on the show next week. But Jason and I do got a big announcement to make on next week's show that's I think it'll be really cool and really fun. Maybe not necessarily benefit y'all as much, minus content-wise. But a cool thing for me and Jason to do, and personally, a thing to check off my. Yeah, I know, bro. I ain't gonna lie, your boys kind of. Today was actually a pretty easy show, but your boy's been struggling without you, bro. I'm gonna be so happy when you're back, bro. No homo, but yeah, bro. It's a lot easier with you on the show, brother. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll make that announcement next week when Jason is back. There is still some 411 that we're working out, but we got it locked in. There's a couple other things I got to get done, but the main thing is going to happen. We got it locked in. So, y'all know I love Malik Mustafa. Isaac Guerrero versus Cody Schrader. Is this just simply going to be our typical running back situation? The one undrafted running back is better than the drafted running back, and we all pull our hair out, get mad at Kyle. Why do we always fucking do this? And is that just what it's going to be, y'all? I will say this about Isaac Guerrero. People have said beat reporters have said Cody Schrader looks like the better running back in OTAs, but I will give Isaac Guerrero a little bit of lifeline in the sense is I don't think he was drafted to be a running back. I think he was drafted to be a kick returner. And say what you want, for this football team at the stage of the NFL life cycle that we are, which is in win now mode, that look, we said it pretty much probably all Kyle's tenure. Special teams is the weak link of this football team. So if you take a 4th round pick to draft a player that's going to strengthen the weakest link of your football team, I'm not mad at that. What if Jason's agreed with all offseason? What is the objective of the Niners this offseason? To raise the floor of this football team. There's not much room for us to get better on the top end. We're not getting better than Trent Williams. We're not getting better than Brock. We're not getting better than BA. We're not getting better than Debo. We're not getting better than Juice. We're not getting better than CMC. We're not getting better than Fred Warner. We're not getting better than Nick Bosa. What is the goal of this football team? How can the Niners win the Super Bowl? I don't think part of the issue was the underperformance of our A-list players, but I think what had more of an impact on why we lost the Super Bowl is that the floor of this football team was too low. We need to, in order to win the Super Bowl and get that much more better that we need in order to be there, and not just be in overtime in the Super Bowl, but actually win it, I think the floor of this football team needs to get better. So you draft Ricky Pearsall, who says, hey, is going to be our man-to-man coverage beater. You bring in a running back, a receiver who's transitioned into a running back as your kick returner. I know everybody was nervous about Ray Ray's hands, but I don't believe he fumbled once with us. Maybe I'm missing one. I believe that's how we get better as a football team. So I'd be curious to watch Isaac Guerrero in the kickoff role. Mason Pline, is he going to be tied into? Eric Sherbert, I think, is going to be our number 2. But Mason Pline is something that if we could develop, the athleticism is there. So he might be developing a nice little piece. Another player, and this will be my last one, that I want to watch is Dominic Pooney. Because why I don't think Dominic Pooney is going to come in and be a day one starter and take John Feliciano's job, whether it's injury or play, I do think that he is somebody that can come in and make an impact on this football team come the second half. He's somebody I'm definitely going to keep my eye in. Why don't we go ahead and run through these last 2 ad reads, give y'all an opportunity to go ahead and give me some of y'all players to watch in the comments, and then we'll get ready to rock and roll up out of here.
This segment is brought to you by shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, as well as help out the show. This segment is brought to you by SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio at SeatGiant.com to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out this show.
All right. Did we get anybody that gave us their players to watch? No, none of y'all want to give us players to watch. All right, y'all. We'll go ahead and we'll end it. I'm actually surprised. I'm pretty proud of myself. Did almost a whole hour by myself. We shall see y'all next week. Jason will be back, and we will start the journey of the 2024 NFL season. Man, can't wait, brother. It's almost here. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll see y'all. Hopefully next week we'll be able to be on Twitter. Might be a little difficult for your boy to do, but we'll go ahead and we'll try to be back on Twitter next week. I shall see y'all next week. Jason will be back. We got a few more surprises for y'all next week, so make sure you tune in. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, 5 to 6, brought to you by Power Brands.
See ya. Right back at you, Miss Veronica.